Well, welcome along, everybody, to Super League Raw News here on Thursday, the 13th of June. We're just a few hours away from round 14 of the Betfred Super League. The Challenge Cup has been and it has gone. If you want to hear what the lads had to say about the Challenge Cup, then go and watch Super League Raw Weekly. It's available for you now on our YouTube channel. You can also download it as a podcast if you so wish. We're going to start with some Super League Raw news, starting first and foremost with this. Yes, that's right. The Super League Raw quiz put back now to Wednesday. That's right. Wednesday, the 19th of June, 8 p.m. start. It's a multiple choice quiz. You will play on your phone. You need two devices. And as you can see there, we've announced it earlier. The first prize will be £50 of merchandise for England Rugby League. That's right. That is one hell of a prize. Very, very affordable tickets as well, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure that you get yourselves over right now to our Eventbrite page where you will get all the details that you need for that quiz. You can also scan that QR code there on the screen, and in the comments on whatever you're watching right now, you can of course go and click a button, get straight to the page that you need to secure your tickets for next Wednesday, the 19th of June. Like I say, less than £3, less than a latte, to come and enjoy a multiple choice quiz with the Super League Raw community. Make sure that you do that. But of course, if you're a Super League Raw member, well, you get this ticket for free. That's right. You will be coming along for free. So actually, why not consider becoming a member?
Are inviting you to become part of the fastest growing online community in Rugby League. Your contribution will enable us to continue to improve our current programmes and allow us to develop more so that you can enjoy Rugby League 7 days a week. Our 3 membership tiers provide everyone with an opportunity to create new friendships and experiences with like-minded Rugby League enthusiasts. 18th man membership. You will be supporting the work we do and contribute to our ongoing development. You will be entered into every prize draw as well as our monthly online quizzes. You will also have the opportunity of winning a season ticket by entering a team into the Super League Raw Mini Fantasy League. And you will also get a car window sticker to show that you're a part of this community. 6 again members. You will have increased entries into our prize draws and fantasy leagues. You will have increased shout-outs during Super League Raw every single week. You will have access to the Super League Raw WhatsApp group where you can talk with other members every single day. You will have 1 week advanced screening of our latest In Conversation With, and you will also have 3 invitations to the Final Whistle podcast recordings where you can have your say on the week's action. You will also be invited to a pre-game drink with Greg and I before your team's Warrington Wolves game at the Halliwell Jones. Team Talk membership. You get the maximum 3 entries into our prize draws and into our fantasy league. You will also have the opportunity to submit your question to the latest In Conversation guest, and you will be invited to every Final Whistle podcast where you will become a star of the show alongside the Super League Raw team. Membership start from as little as £2.99 per month, so why not substitute a latte for 7 days of Rugby League analysis and entertainment? Don't hesitate. Visit Patreon now and become a part of the fastest growing universal Rugby League community online.
So there you go. It couldn't be easier. The membership is open. Get yourself over to our Patreon website. Like I say, the Super League Raw quiz. It's the 3rd one that we've done. It's been fantastic. £50 worth of England merchandise up for grabs for the winner. That's not to be missed. And like I say, great laugh along the way. Increase your Rugby League knowledge. You don't want to miss it. Get yourself over to our Eventbrite page after this Super League Raw news update. The link is in the chat. Right, okay, let's get into some more detail. And Harry Smith has been announced as the player of the month for May, the official player of the month for May. He played 3 games in the month. I was there for one of them against the Catalan Dragons. I have to say, he was on great form that day at the start of May. A beautiful, beautiful little chip over the top from Harry Smith for a solo try. Of course, that was a win for the Wigan Warriors, 30 points to 8. They also beat the Huddersfield Giants 48 points to 6, and the Salford Red Devils 26 points to 6. Along the way, he got a try, he got an assist, he got 13 out of his 14 kicks, 16 attacking kicks, 39 carries for 147 metres. I mean, all I would say is that, It wasn't in our team in the month of May. We went with two different halfbacks, if you recall. However, it has to be said, Harry Smith throughout the season has been Mr. Consistency. Yet again at Wembley in the Challenge Cup final. So actually, no real argument from me. If we were rewarding consistency since the start of the season, well, it's about time that Harry got his just desserts. Well done to Harry Smith. Also announced today, oh yes, here we go, at the end of the season, just to get us through another month before the start of the 2025 season, will be a double-header England international against Samoa. Time for revenge is what it says there on the screen. Absolutely couldn't agree more with that. Of course, they broke our hearts, didn't they, in the World Cup. And ladies and gentlemen, tickets are available to buy right now on rugbyleague.com tickets. And look at the prices, starting from £25 for adults and £12.50 for under 16s. Other deals as well are there for families, etc., etc. So again, something else for you to do. Once you finish watching the news update today, maybe make sure that you secure your tickets for one of those two games. Game one, Sunday, the 27th of October at the Brick Community Stadium, otherwise known as the DW Stadium in Wigan. Kick-off 2:30 p.m. Yes, it is 2:30 p.m. And on Saturday, the 2nd of November, it will be game two at Headingley Stadium. Again, kick-off 2:30 p.m. Not to be missed. There's no doubt about it. The loss to Samoa in the World Cup really did hurt Shaun Wane, and in the last tackle available also on YouTube. So if you want to get yourself between now and kickoff for round number 14, plenty of things for you to watch. This is a little snippet of the Shaun Wane special of the last tackle discussing this international series.
A top international side, and of course I know you just said that you don't like dwelling on things, but has it got a little bit of a feel of a revenge mission, this one?
Yeah, a little bit, no doubt about that. And I don't think I've ever felt as sad or been as hurt as that game at the end, how it ended. They were the best team, we were poor. No excuse from us, but that took a lot of getting over. I'm very much what's next, and I don't dwell on things, but Christ, I dwelled on that. It was tough to get over, and it still is, you know, because we just undersold ourselves. I weren't good enough, the players weren't good enough. In the most important game of my career. And so there's been a lot of soul searching, you know, me looking at what I did was the first major thing we did. So to get them in this game, you know, there's no denying it, there will be an element of, you know, that team hurt us. They beat us fair and square. I don't know if we got a bit confident after the first game against them in the World Cup, but I knew they'd come back. There were too many good players in that team, and it bit us in the end.
Still hurts Shaun Wane, doesn't it? Like I say, the last tackle available now, can't get my words out tonight, on YouTube. Great watch that, or about a 30-minute discussion with Shaun Wane in terms of England and that test series at the end of the season. One thing about Shaun Wane, love him or hate him, he's a passionate Englishman who loves his job being the head of England's first team. And I have to say, that should be a belter. Should be better than the Tonga series. I thought Tonga at the end of last season didn't really deliver. Samoa, we know, will certainly deliver. Right back to round number 14. This is where we left the Betfred Super League, with Saints sitting top of the pile with 20 points on points difference for and against the Wigan Warriors, who continue to have that game in hand. Of course, 3 games in 10 days for the Wigan Warriors coming up in order to get that Lee fixture in. Lee also will have to do it tough at that period. We'll talk about that closer to the time. Then it's the Robins, the Wolves, the Dragons and the Red Devils in those top 6 positions. Of course, the Wolves and the Red Devils will be going head-to-head this week. Then it's the Rhinos, Giants, Leopards, Tigers, Hull FC and the Broncos down at the bottom end of the table. These are the fixtures for round number 14 as the Castleford Tigers welcome the newly crowned Challenge Cup winners, the quadruple Wigan Warriors. Oh yeah, they're on the way to the jungle. The Wolves take on the Red Devils. Can they bounce back? The Robins go up against the Giants. Hull FC take on the Leeds Rhinos with pressure mounting surely on Rowan Smith, with Ian Blease now in the chair. More on that in a few moments' time. The Dragons go up against the Leopards in what will be the game of the week. And then the Broncos, well, they welcome the team that's top of the pile. It's first against 12th at Wimbledon. Wow is all I would say about that, ladies and gentlemen. Right, let's get into some analysis then, and let's start with that top game, Castleford Tigers against the Wigan Warriors. Lewis Johnson, Castleford Tigers news, he's gone off to Ferriston Rovers on a 2-week loan deal, but Matty English has come in from the Huddersfield Giants, also on a 2-week initial loan. That is big news for Castleford Tigers fans. Matty English, a bit of punching power in the middle unit. That will certainly not harm you in any way, shape or form. And a man that, let's be fair, has been criticised and applauded by Super League Raw. Well, he signed an extension as well. Let's hear from him and also Craig Lingard ahead of this game.
Chasing after it down the line. Chase. Texoy. It's over to score. And here's Texoy. Right through the middle. This is going to be the first try.
New deal for you here at the Tigers. Just how pleased you're going to be staying at the Jungle?
Yeah, happy. It was a pretty quick decision coming. I think I've only been here for 5 weeks and it's been sorted pretty quickly. I just think I need another year or more over in England to, cement my footy and play some better footy.
And you really did hit the ground running when you first pulled on the Tigers jersey. With your first carry against the London Broncos, you had an assist and then another one 5 minutes later. Just how pleased are you with your start to life at Castleford?
Yeah, I've been happy. I think I needed the change. Things weren't working too well for me over there, and I just like to play the style of footy I like to play is what Cass have been let me to do. So, I'm pretty happy with the start, and hopefully can build on that more.
And the fact this is a signing that the fans have really been wanting to be announced. Have you got a little message for them who have made you feel welcome over the last sort of 5 or 6 weeks that you've been here?
Yeah, and I appreciate the support. I definitely feel and see it around. Not everything's going to go smoothly, so I hope you stick by me through the tough times. But yeah, I'll do my best to keep playing my best footy.
Tex has enjoyed his time since he's been here, and fortunate for us, he's happy to commit and stay. And I think he's going to be an important part of that jigsaw for us. I don't think it'll affect him at all. You look at the number of cups that we're going to have won. I think all the 4 cups that's available to win at the minute, aren't they? And, I've not done any digging, but I would imagine that every game that they've played after they played the final, they've probably won. So we're not expecting them to come in any other sort of condition than the best condition that they can be in. I think some of the players mentioned today that I think 2 years ago when Wigan won the cup, Castleford played in the week after and Wigan put 50 points on them. So, it's not just because they've won a cup and they might have had a couple of days celebration on Sunday into Monday. I would imagine that they've been back in it from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and they'll be ready to play on Friday. So we're fully expecting the best Wigan team that's going to come, and we're preparing for that as we always would do. I think if we prepared for a Wigan team that's going to come over and not prepared to play, then I think we get a nasty surprise. And we've played them 3 times already this season, and twice we've come unstuck big style against them. We played them over at their place in the league. We still got beat, but we had a good dig. We had an understrength side, and that's what we're looking for tomorrow. We're looking to have that dig and put them under some sort of pressure and go after them a little bit and see where that takes us.
And just lastly for me, I know that big Challenge Cup defeat hurt the group. Can you use that as a motivation ahead of Friday?
We try and use everything as a motivation, mate. We try and use a good performance as that motivation to learn from what we did well and try and replicate that. And if we get beat, then we use that as a motivation to make sure it didn't happen again. And we're prepping as we always would do. The number of reviews and previews that we do and sessions that we do is like I said before, we're probably giving our players a little bit more than what a lot of other teams are, just because of where these players are in their development. So we need to give them a lot of information. We need to give them a lot of time, and it is going to take time for them to develop into a consistent team. So we'll continue working hard at that as a staff, and the players are putting the work in as well. So hopefully that hard work is going to sort of transition and transform into consistently good performances further down the line.
So there you go, and this course, Tex Hoy, what great form he has been in since going to the Castleford Tigers. 5 appearances now for the Tigers in Super League, 2 tries, 5 assists, 24 tackle busts. He wasn't doing anything like that at Hull FC. 6 breaks as well, 90 carries for 651 metres. And what you've got to remember here, ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget he went off very early against St Helens under concussion protocol. So these stats will be a lot better than this had he have stayed on the field of play against Saints for the full 80. The one area of his game that I think Tex would want to improve on is his error rate. He does average more than an error a game, and that is a real problem for him. That's an area that he has to certainly improve on going forward. But there's no doubt that the Castleford Tigers will be delighted to have got the services of Tex Hoy for the foreseeable future. As we showed you on Super League Raw Weekly, it's all the Wigan Warriors as far as the head-to-head is concerned. Everything points to a Wigan Warriors win both this season and in history. The last time around, of course, round 8 at the DW, 36-14 to the Wigan Warriors. I mean, that's quite a concern, isn't it? Anyway, let's go back a little bit more, though. At the Jungle, it's a little bit better for you Castleford Tigers fans because it's 10-17. That's right, 10-17 over the last few years in the Jungle. See, again, I can't get my words out. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, Castleford's last win at the Jungle versus Wigan in Super League was round number 2 in 2020, 16 points to 12. Danny Richardson that day, well, he was on fire, 4 for 4 with the boot, and that allowed them to win. And one thing, though, that you won't want to know is that Wigan at the moment on a 4-game winning streak at the Jungle with a combined margin of 122-16. That doesn't bode well, does it? Well, anyway, let's take a look now at the 2 lineups going into this game. And Craig Lingard, as you can see there, no Paul McShane and no Joe Westerman. Both of those are out and are replaced by Sammy Kibula. And on loan prop, Matty English, straight in goes Matty English. That's really, the Tigers have faced Wigan now on 3 occasions so far this season, twice in the league, once in the Challenge Cup. And of course, it's 3-0 to the Warriors. As for the Warriors, just the one change for them. Jack Ferriman, well, he replaces Jai Field. Jai Field is going to be out for a few weeks. He's got a hamstring strain once again, but it's a very, very strong roster once more that Matty Peake can put out against the Castleford Tigers. Will there be a hangover from the Challenge Cup? Well, we will have to wait and see. Right, now let's move across to the Robins and Hull KR. That's our next destination this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, as part of your Thursday news update from Super League Raw. And of course, lots of announcements coming out of the Robins. Tom Davies has been announced as going there from 2025, 3-year deal for Tom. That surprised a few. There was a lot of people who felt that he might be going to St. Helens with Tommy Mason going the other way. Mason, of course, announced at Catalan officially this week. And if you haven't seen it, really good bit of marketing from the Catalan Dragons to announce Tommy Mason. Well worth a view on their social media channels. Right, then of course there's conundrum around Jake Connor for the Huddersfield Giants. A lot of talk and rumour there, and also rumour today around Damien Cook from the South Sydney Rabbitohs. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's cover all of those stories from inside both camps, starting with Tom Davies.
In France over the last 5 years, and it's been great, but after speaking to Willie, seeing where Hull are heading now and what you guys are doing there, I know that's it's something special, and yeah, I'm very much looking forward to getting over and to being a part of it all. So I know a few of the lads that are there already, and I was really close with Ty last year, and he was telling me just a bit about kind of the philosophy there, a bit at Hull, and what the team's about, what Willie's about, and then Willie was great with me. He took the time to to speak, to get to know me a bit about what I like to do on the pitch, what I like to do off the pitch, and like I said, just get to know me really as a player and as a bloke as well. And then, after speaking to him and, hearing what his goals are and what he wants to do with the club and things, it definitely made it an easy decision for me to, choose the Robins. Yeah, we're very to doubt. They're a passionate bunch. Andy Lass now is our assistant over here, and he said, look, he's obviously been on the other side of that in the Hull Derby, and he said, look, they're crazy then, Ben, if you get over there and they're on your side, it's a massive bonus. And like I said, I'm going to try my hardest in everything that I do. I hope they can see that and, get over there and do the best job for the team. And, touch wood, we can get some good wins and make them happy.
I'm expecting, a lot of energy. They're coming off a win. They throw the ball about in the yardage into good ball. They've got a lot of good players. With obviously Clune in the middle. They've been the half-back, and then Lola here out the back. They've got good Nicarima. He's a Masters, sorry. In the centres, and they've got a lot of experience in the middle as well. So we're expecting them to come out firing, but we'll be ready on on Friday night back at Craven Park, it'll be another. I think it's another close out sellout. So yeah, we'll be buzzing to play that team.
To get back on defending the way that we did against Lee, I was really pleased with our performance against Lee, especially defensively. They turned up to play, and we played against a very good attacking team. So we need to find that again this week and be consistent with that. Yeah, I mean the way they attack, they're pretty structured in terms of their framework and the way they attack. But obviously off the back of that, they've got individuals, as you say, that you can't plan for, because they are the off the cuff sort of players off the back of that framework. So we've got, and you need to look at yourselves. How can we control what's thrown at us, and that stick to our systems? And as I said, keep working hard for each other and not take a breath defensively, because you can't afford to do that against Lola Hears and Connors and guys like that. So we, as I said, we know. We've got a fair idea in terms of what they'll throw at us, but individuals, then you need to be ready for kicks. Play three. Sometimes they don't know. And I say this respectfully, but players like that don't know what they're doing. So we just need to keep working, keep moving, because we've got players like that as well, and Mikey Lewis. So he'll cause a few headaches to their defence as well.
Yeah, listen, mate, I don't want to speculate on Jake at the moment. At the moment, Jake's not been in our starting team, so he's a high quality player. He's going to want to play games. So yeah, he's here at the moment. He's in the squad. He's been training with us today. He's been good today. He's been good throughout the week, to be fair. So we'll just deal with that. But yeah, at some point, he probably is going to have a little look if he's not playing, because like how we want to keep Matty English fit, Jake's not going to want to not play. He's a player who wants to play. Lucas has just told me about that. So there was a piece this morning. It was a player who was interested in, mate. But I don't think he's got any appetite to come up with Super League right now. And then I think Lucas was saying there was some kind of big money fees being thrown about, apparently, which, everyone always thinks you have loads of money. It's chaos. Yeah. Would we have been interested? 100% would have been interested. Who wouldn't have been interested in him? So, yeah. That's it. It's not happening. So there's no point in talking about it and going back over it.
It's probably not gone the way we obviously wanted to do regarding that Challenge Cup and whatnot, but especially home form, we wanted to make it a fortress at home. But our away form speaks different, and like going into this week, I think we're kind of confident and turning our season around a bit. I feel like we're still in a good spot, and we're not in an awful spot. We're still in kind of around that playoff kind of scenario, so I feel like we're in a good scenario.
An interesting one there for you, Cowbell Army fans out there. What did you make of Jake Bibby's comments? Personally speaking, he's right. The table doesn't lie. It's very, very tight in there. It's not over. It was a long way from over. We're only halfway through the season, of course. But as you could hear there, cold water poured on the Damien Cook rumours from Ian Watson. It would have been fantastic, wouldn't it, to have seen Cookie in Super League. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, not with the Giants anyway. As for Jake Connor, big questions. He's clearly out of favour at the moment. Keep a close eye on that. I know Craig Lingard was quizzed in his press conference. All of these press conferences available in full on YouTube, on the teams, the club's channels. Go and have a look at that. And also Rugby League with JD, a great source of content on Facebook as well. Of course, Super League will do the hard work for you. We go out there, we put it all together, so you get some great content prior to round number 14 of Super League. Right, let's take a look at these two teams. We did this on Super League Raw Weekly, and there you can see history since 2007. It's the Giants, 19-13. But of course, over recent seasons, KR have been growing, haven't they? Let's be clear on that. KR come into this with far better form. The last time around was in round 5. That was at the John Smith Stadium, a 24-12 win for the Robins. Third will play 8th here. Clearly the attacking and defence much better on the Robins side. They are favourite for this. However, since 2007 at Craven Park, it's 8-8 between these two. It couldn't be closer. And the last time out, KR defeated the Giants, of course, 28-0. Which is something that Ian Watson will not wish to repeat. That was a pretty hard-hitting defeat for the Giants. Right, okay, that's basically the head-to-head. Now let's take a look at the two squads going into this game. Here they are. And as you can see, just the one change to the squad for Willie Peters as Luke Gorman coming back in, replacing Connor Barley. Leroy Cudjoe out. That's a massive blow for the Huddersfield Giants. He's out for the foreseeable future, with Adam Milner also returning, though, to the squad ahead of Friday's game. But it is Leroy Cudjoe. That is a massive, massive blow for the Huddersfield Giants. I mean, one thing's for certain, this should be a really interesting contest. The Giants need to try and keep in touching distance. We know that KR have got a lot of strike this season. They're coming into this one in fine fettle indeed. It's going to be one not to be missed. Hopefully, it's a great game down at Craven Park. One thing's for certain, and you heard Tom Davies talk about it, the atmosphere will be sensational. Right, now over to the Halliwell Jones Stadium. The Warrington Wolves, of course, losing the Challenge Cup final, 18 points to 8 against the Wigan Warriors. They were not good. We discussed that in full on Super League Raw Weekly. If you didn't hear it, get yourself over to our YouTube channel or download it as a podcast and hear what we had to say about the Challenge Cup final. But, you know, Sam Burgess has come out in the press. We haven't got a video for you, but he has said how you respond to things like this is what it's all about. It's about character. And he himself saying he will learn a lot as a coach from his mistakes that he made ahead of that Challenge Cup final and during the course of the game. Great honesty yet again from Sam Burgess. As for Salford, of course, they've had a wonderful, wonderful break for them. Of course, great news for them this week. Sam Stone, he will be staying at the club until 2026. And Logan Lewis, well, he's on his way, isn't he? And he's in the squad. He's coming from the Canberra Raiders. I'll tell you what, let's hear from both of these two men ahead of this fixture.
It was a smooth trip. Everything happened pretty quick, but super excited and yeah, happy to be here.
Tell me about the first time you heard of Salford's interest and what sort of conversations have you had about making the move over?
As I said, it was all pretty quick. It happened probably a week and a half ago, so and I didn't really put an eye to it. I just sort of accepted it straight away, and my family were a huge help in coming down to Canberra and moving everything up. So that was massive, and pretty much a few days later I was on a plane. So yeah.
Our head coach, Paul Rowley, and his backroom staff have a track record of helping players realise their potential. How excited are you to work with a coach of his calibre? Yeah,
I'm super excited. Just the whole opportunity as a whole, just getting amongst the boys and getting him as a coach to help me be where I want to be, especially being a young player. I've still got potential and upside, so yeah, super excited to see what he can do with me too.
Yeah, mate, feels great. I really like the style of footy we play, and I think we're really building for something to win something big here. So I'm really excited for the next couple of years. I think just the style we play kind of suits me. I think that's a big one for sure. And they're really sharp on all your little skills and all the little parts of the game that make up good performances. Oh, mate, the fans are great, especially how they travel as well. And there might only be 5,000 here, but it sounds like 15. And the fans are fantastic, and love seeing them all at every game.
Stoney.
So there you go, Sam Stone. Of course, who can forget that golden point extra time at the latter end of last season at the Salford Community Stadium when it was Mr. Stone that broke the Warrington Wolves' hearts. They've got a great record at home against the Warrington Wolves. Let's take a look at the head-to-head. Again, we did this on Super League Raw Weekly, 37-24 in favour of Warrington. Both actually come into this game with decent form. And, of course, it was only round 9 that these last met where it was the Salford Red Devils who beat Warrington 17 points to 10. The game where, of course, Leon Hayes went off injured with that really bad leg break. Warrington have got a better attack. They've got a better defence. They are 1-4 on. But since the whole opening of the Halliwell Jones Stadium, 22 games have took place between these two at the Wire, and Wire have a 68% win ratio. One thing the record book shows, though, is that when these two collide, well, points follow these meetings in Warrington. Warrington have an average score of 25 in the last 5 meetings at the HJ against Salford. Salford have an average of 22. That's incredible. 25 22. Oh, please, let's have some quality tries. We know these two can really put on a show when they want to. Right, look at the squads. No Lachlan Fitzgibbon. He's out, as is Geordie Crowther. Both of those two picking up injuries in the Challenge Cup. And in his press conference, Sam Burgess saying without hesitation that Adam Holroyd will play this coming Friday night at the Halliwell Jones Stadium. There you can see Logan Lewis in at the bottom of the screen. He is in line for his debut as well. Harvey Wilson as well is in contention. You can see his name there just above Lewis's. And, you know, you will remember that Nene McDonald had an injury at the back end of that game, the last game that they played at the Salford Community Stadium a few weeks ago against the London Broncos. The good news is that Nene McDonald seems to have struggled, got rid of that injury, shall we say. Shook it off was what I was looking for there. But of course, he is going to be back for that knee, from that knee injury. That's really good news. But you will notice the number one, Ryan Briley, continues to be missing, as does Matty Forster for this one. Like I say, the last 5 games, an average score of 25-22 in the favour of the Warrington Wolves. Both of them, when they're on form, can really play an expansive type of rugby league. It should be a really good game, this one, at the Halliwell Jones this coming Friday night. You Warrington and Salford fans, get yourself down there, one not to be missed. If you're not watching the game, if you prefer another one on Friday night, make sure you record this one. It could be very, very interesting indeed. Right, now over to Hull FC versus the Leeds Rhinos. Some brilliant news for you Hull FC fans this week. Of course, we won't go there in terms of players that are not coming, but Jack Charles has signed an extension. Also, following the likes of David Litton, Lewis Martin as well, Logan Moy, Harry Barron, Zach Jebson, Matty Laidlow, all of these players, these young players signing up long-term for Hull FC. That's a real positive move. Now it's about what talent, what experience can they put around those players to make sure that they continue to grow and develop. So as much as Hull FC are doing it tough this year, I think, when you look at those names, I'll say them again, Charles, Martin, Litton, Barron, Moy, Jebson and Laidlow, there's enough quality there. You can see what is coming down the track. Of course, people want instant success these days, but for me personally, the future's quite bright there. They just need those, older, more experienced players around them just to make sure that their development continues. That is going to be very important indeed for those youngsters. Right, okay, let's hear now from Mr. Grix ahead of this game. And also, we're going to hear from Brodie Croft, as well as just go into that press conference that was happening a little bit earlier this week when Ian Blease was announced at Leeds Rhinos.
I said before, Jack's probably played more than certainly played more than he thought he would, and more than we thought he would at this stage of the season. So there's a lot of experience. You learn a lot on the field, training and all that. You do learn, obviously, but by playing the game, you learn a lot more. And he took a lot of lessons from playing against men for his first taste of senior rugby. So he's giving his body time to develop, and that'll all come along, and those lessons will bear fruit a little bit later on for him. But I think the last couple have been really good for him, just to go back playing with his mates and get that smile back on his face around his rugby, because he's took it pretty hard and personal when we haven't won and when we haven't played so good. So yeah, it's important we do look after him, as I've said on numerous occasions. He's not the only ones, other young players in and around it. But hopefully they've got long careers, so we're not going to go mad with them too soon. But yeah, I think they've been good when they had their opportunities, all of them. It'd be nice to be back at home, obviously. It'd be nice to start in good fashion and give a good performance. I thought we were very close last time we played Leeds at home. Take out the London game in between, I'd argue we're a better team than we were then. However, we have still got more changes, people coming and going and all those bits, which it's not hard to adapt, but it takes some adapting each time. Obviously, then relationships and partnerships and whatnot, changing does have a little effect. Not a massive one, but they do have an effect. But I think we've the last game, Huddersfield, we look like a Super League team. I'd like to think, we've done some good work over the last couple of weeks. Hopefully, we haven't stepped backwards at all. We can give some same and similar, but improve on the areas that obviously I noted after the last one, and put in a good performance. And again, absolutely desperate for a win. We all are. But again, coaches, our remit, perform better. That's the goal for us.
In terms of that,
they're a threat. They've got some in transition when they return the kicks. They're spreading the ball. I think we scored a couple of really nice looking tries from play one where the ball goes down there this year. So we've got a lot to make sure we're on with, and make sure we're on and not having them plays off, because it's often them ones where Leeds will catch you, whether it's against the grain or whatever it might be. So we know what's in front of us, though. We know how they play, we know what to expect, and we've detailed how we can go around nullifying their threats. We just need to get out there on Saturday rather, and do our jobs, and hopefully we can do that.
you mentioned there's a lot.
Yeah, no, we're pumped for it.
it's a solid contest there last time, and both teams have certainly improved since then. So yeah, we're hoping for a big performance, and we're expecting a big performance, to be honest. Yeah, they're a physical team. They've got some real strong ball carriers in their team, particularly with Herman there, Liggy. They got Truman back now as well, playing for them, and their structure seems to come a bit of a way since then. So yeah, we've got to be defensively definitely on our game, and yeah, playing our best footy from there. He's really good at his job. Kicked me out of Salford, but we've laughed past that. But he's a good guy. He's really good at what he does. He's got a really good eye for recruitment, he knows how to run a club. So it's exciting times for Leeds, and yeah, I'm happy he's here. Yeah, just the support that Rob's got, it's been incredible, and yeah, I got goosebumps the other day when we were there, laying the jersey and that for Rob, and yeah, to play this match will be a big one, and then even the next one after that, the M&D round, it's going to be an unbelievable experience, and yeah, looking forward to that one as well. So, firstly, we've got Hull this weekend, and yeah, the boys have definitely got a lot to play for, and that will add to the occasion, definitely.
Cheers. So I think it's unfair for me to comment yet because I'm not officially started as an employee till next Monday. And Robin's doing a job. Head coach is a tough job. He's doing a job. He's doing it the best of his ability, I'm sure he is. So I'll support him on that.
Obviously, Paul Rowley was linked with Leeds earlier in the season. I think he turned the whole job down. I would imagine your appointment will increase that speculation. Is that just speculation?
Yeah, that's for you guys to write. Obviously, I've had a great relationship with Paul. He's a great coach, and so was Ian Watson before, and even Richard Marshall, who I work with. I have great relationships with the people who I work with. I will always keep them relationships healthy, but it's not about speculation today. It's about getting my feet under the table at the club.
And do you see Leeds as one of the biggest clubs in the game still?
Absolutely, yeah. Everybody can see that, can't they? It's well known, isn't it? We've all been in the game a long time. Significant club, and hopefully I'll help them become even more stronger now.
Do you think they are capable of going on and getting back to the level they were at, say, 10 years?
Yeah. And if you look at the team now, it's a fabulous team. Great team. Obviously great staff involved as well, so hopefully I'll enhance that and push it forward.
And you obviously know a couple of them. There's a couple of fairly recent acquisitions.
Yeah. Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, so I know the few of the boys already, and it's a game where we speak to each other. It's a warm game, it's a friendly game, so I know some of the boys already. Yeah.
I think it often gets lost on us. I think it gets lost on you people in the media as well. Just how competitive this Super League is. You know, we've got pretty much 10 teams all competing, pretty much on the same footing. So it shouldn't. So no result is a surprise anymore. And no league position is a surprise anymore, and there's only a couple of wins separating the top team from the 9th team. So we've never had a more competitive Super League than we've got at present, and that's good, particularly for fans of the game who want to see a real level playing field, and we want to be a bit more level than everybody else. That's what we're striving to be.
Really fascinating, incredibly fascinating interviews there, especially that one at Leeds, the press conference. I have to say, I thought the response in terms of Leeds, are they a big club, was comedy gold. The silence was brilliant from Ian Blease. Rowan Smith been given there a vote of confidence from Ian. Of course, lots of people reading into that, and that won't go away. The media will do the job on that. And I echo what Gary Hetherington says. Absolutely. How competitive is Super League at the moment? We must celebrate that. Nothing is a given, even though today we've said on Super League Raw Weekly, I've said today we looked at the odds, we looked at some of these contests, and we think they're going to be walkovers and pushovers. You just never know. There's always an upset around the corner if you don't turn up. That's what's good about Rugby League. You have to turn up, because if you don't, you will come unstuck. So Gary Everington, I completely and utterly agree with you. Right, let's go into the tail of the tape. No surprise, the Leeds Rhinos since 1998, absolutely all over Hull FC. 5 losses there in the last 5 from the Black and White's perspective. The Leeds Rhinos 3 wins from the last 5 as well. Every conceivable stat on there does point to a Leeds Rhinos win. But since moving to the MKM in 2003, it has been advantage Leeds 17-7, a little bit closer there. Leeds go to Hull on a 4-game winning streak, including a demolition job. This is against Hull FC. So they go into this with a 4-game winning streak over Hull FC, and it includes that massive demolition job in round 17 of the 2023 campaign when they beat Hull FC 62 points to 16. And in that game, Ash Handley scored 5. That was an incredible day for Ash Handley. So that's something I'm sure that Simon Grix will hope will not be repeated this coming Saturday. The squads are in. And the big news, Carlos Tumavare is back in the 21-man squad for Hull FC. After 3 months out of action with a severe hamstring injury, he is back. 2 changes made, Tumavare in and Deneve Balfour. A lot of Hull FC fans have a lot of hope for this young player. When he gets his opportunities, he just doesn't seem to be taking them. But he had a good try-scoring debut for the championship, for the Swinton Lions in a recent loan spell, and that's why he's been brought back. The duo replace Harvey Barron and Matty Laidlow. Lewis Martin, you will see, is also in the squad. He could return in as well. Danny Houghton and Liam Sutcliffe are both in the squad after playing through pain barriers against Huddersfield. It's a rib injury for Houghton. Sutcliffe was nursing a tight hamstring in that game. But the good news is they are back. Also back for the Leeds Rhinos is David Fusatua and Tom Holroyd. Now, will they both appear in the game? We'll have to wait and see on that one. But Leeds are without Andy Ackers as he follows the return to play protocols following concussion. And they're also, of course, out without the likes of James Bentley, Lewis Roberts, Matty Russell and James Donaldson. One man who is there, though, is Rhys Martin at number 12, and he's been linked with the Lee Leopards today for 2025. I think a lot of Leeds fans do expect Martin to leave, but where would they be expecting him to leave for the Lee Leopards? That's a big question, isn't it? A big well done as well must go to Hull FC ahead of this game. They are planning some really nice tributes to Rob Burrow during the course of this game. They will be doing donations to the Leeds Hospital charity, the Rob Burrow Centre for Motor Neuron Disease. That's going to be there as well. There is a book of condolence at Hull FC, and I'm very disappointed, I have to say, that more clubs have not opened up a book of condolence. I think that's a big own goal by many clubs in Super League. There are a few, Wigan Warriors, Hull FC definitely have done so, but I haven't seen many others do that, and I think that's a real shame, crying shame, because I actually think every fan in Super League would want to go to their own stadium. They would quite happily sign a book of condolence. So, hey, put pressure on your teams out there. Do you want a book of condolence for Rob Burrow at your club so that you can write some nice comments that perhaps will bring comfort to his family? I know that I would love that. So please do speak to your clubs on that. Let's try and get as many books of condolences done. But well done to Hull FC for doing that. Members of the FC squad will have a special warm-up jersey to commemorate Rob Burrow. So that's a nice thing as well. And these jerseys are going to be signed and auctioned on eBay. Again, with all proceeds going to the Rob Burrow Centre for Motor Neuron Disease in Leeds. That's a lovely, lovely touch. Scott Taylor, a former teammate, he is going to be there on the night, and the match ball will be delivered by him. As the teams enter the field of play, a video remembering Rob's life and some of his most iconic moments is going to be played in the stadium before Rob's former teammate, Liam Sutcliffe, and Leeds Rhinos captain, Cameron Smith, will lay Reeves at the side of the pitch. A minute's applause will be observed ahead of kickoff, and of course on 7 minutes both supporters are invited to show their love, gratitude and support to the Burrow family by clapping on 7 minutes, of course, that being Rob's shirt. Well done to Hull FC. It's a tough one. It's a real tough one for any away team because of the emotion of such things. But I have to say, what Hull FC have got planned is a really fine tribute. And with over 10,000 expected to be in the stadium, it's going to be very fitting indeed. Right, the Catalan Dragons against the Lee Leopards. That's going to be our game of the week. And as it says there, the Leopards enter the real House of the Dragon. Yes, you don't have to wait until June the 17th for the House of the Dragon to return. Oh no, it's going to be right there on Saturday night at 5:30 p.m. UK time, and the Dragons host the Lee Leopards. The Lee Leopards, we're going to do a full preview show. Who can forget what they did to the Dragons earlier in the season? The Dragons will want to breathe fire in this one. It's one not to be missed. If you want to hear what we had to say about the upcoming game at London between London and Saints, then why not go and watch the prediction show? That is available right now on our YouTube channel, taken from Super League Raw Weekly, where we debate all of the round 14 games and how we think they will go down. That is one not to be missed. Don't forget the Rob Burrow tribute show that we did. That is still available for you to watch on our YouTube channel and to download as a podcast. And a week, well, just under a week now, the Super League Raw Quiz Night, 19th of June. Go and get your tickets. £50 worth of England merchandise up for grabs for the winner. You need 2 devices, one to watch and interact. The other one will be your phone because it's multiple choice. You play on your phone. Leaderboards, it's going to be mute. Oh, it's just going to be great. You really do need to come and do this. Go and get your tickets now. The QR code in the top corner. In the comments of whatever you're watching this on is the link to our Eventbrite page where you can go and get these tickets. There's a special offer, 2 for 1. On there as well. You don't want to miss that, ladies and gentlemen. Do become a part of this community. Plenty of things for you to get your teeth into. We try and make Super League a 7-day-a-week operation. We hope you continue to enjoy the content that we're putting out there. Who's going to come out top this week? One thing's for certain, we're going to be entertained. There's going to be some great tries and there's going to be some great shows coming your way over the next 3 to 4 days. We hope we have your company at every single one. That's been Super League Raw News for another week. We hope you've enjoyed it. Enjoy your rugby league. Get to the game. And don't forget that little tip. We need to grow the audience on the TV. That's where the money comes from. So don't forget, record every game and press play before you go to work. That way, Sky think everybody's watching the rugby league. And who knows, they might put their hands deeper in their pockets next time round. And we could get a 14 team Super League. It's a little bit of a spin, really. Go and do it. Make sure you record every single game, and when you go out, even if you don't want to watch every single game, just press play. That's all you've got to do. That is something that you can do as a rugby league supporter to grow this great game of ours. But hey, do what I do. Watch a game a day. It's rugby league 7 days a week then, isn't it? Well, nearly 6. I hope you enjoyed Super League Raw News. We will be back next week. Don't forget to check out all the shows. This is what's coming up for you over the course of the next few days. Bye for now.